Play that funky music.
Play that funky music, baby. Let's go streaking.
Let's go streaking. Stay naked because the Nuggets are still streaking. We extend to a season-high 8-game win streak. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Washed Nuggets Dub Club. That's right. The Nuggets have won 8 in a row. They are red hot. I'm your host, Pat Kennedy, and as always, I'm joined by co-host Matthew Hinnon, Matty Ice. How you doing today?
I'm feeling great, man. We have a red hot Nuggets team, and we haven't been able to say that all year. So I'm super excited. A little nervous from some of the injuries that came up, but what would this season be without some more injuries?
That's true, and it looks like you got the memo.
Yes,
one of us has got to change, right?
We got to change.
Anyways, we got a great show for you guys today. We're going to cover the best win of the season against the Spurs as the Nuggets won in overtime, 136 to 134. But before we get into things, if you haven't already, go down below, hit that subscribe button. It's totally free. We'd love for you to be a part of the growing community that we have here at the Washed Nuggets podcast. You can go follow us on the socials. We're having a lot of fun doing stuff over there, posting some great content. If you don't tune into every episode here, got some great stuff to keep up on our socials. But let's dive into things. Let's summarize the game of the year against the Spurs. Okay, so the Nuggets trailed for much of this game, but they were managed to stay competitive all throughout, especially in the second half. There were strong efforts overall from many of the starters and resulted in a tied game at 124 after 4 quarters, sending the game into overtime. A pivotal moment down the stretch in overtime was Jokic's iconic Sombor Shuffle over the big and tall Victor Wembanyama, which ultimately sealed the game for the Nuggets as they pulled away 136 to 134. Like we said before, this victory marks the best win of the season and extends the season-long win streak to 8 games. I just remember about a month ago how hard it was to win 2 games in a row. Now we're red hot with 8-game streak, and it's awesome to see. Nuggets, as we said, have been dealing with injuries. Bruce Brown exited the game due to an injury, and Aaron Gordon seemed to be playing through some discomfort, but he still looked great and led the team in his toughness, hence the name Mr. Nugget. More on him in a little bit. But despite these challenges, the Nuggets secured a very crucial win, gaining absolute momentum and confidence that the Nuggets can make a serious push into the playoffs. And, you know, they almost looked like the best team in the West right now. A couple notable stats and some of my big takeaways from this game is that all the starters had something to prove tonight. Jokic had 40 points, 8 rebounds, 13 assists, also had 3 blocks and 0 turnovers. That deserves a horn. 13 assists to 0 turnovers is absolutely incredible. And he did this against Victor Wembanyama, the best defensive player in the league. Jokic just proved that he's the best player in the world. We'll have more on him in a little bit. I thought Christian Braun was also great in this game. He had 21 points, 8 boards, and 4 assists. He was 5 of 11 from 3. And he just proved that he can hit the open 3, as many teams' game plans is to, live with his open shot, as he hasn't been great with that this year. And he just proved that he can knock him down. Cam Johnson had 17 points, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks. He's been great on both ends of the floor. He was also 4 from 8 from 3. Killer Cam, he just proved to be, he proved to casual Nuggets fans that we did not lose that MPJ trade. He has been great for us, especially in the second half of this year. And then AG, 16 points and 6 rebounds. He was on a minutes restriction, but ended up playing about 40 minutes. He was 7 from 12 from the field. And he just proved that he's tough as nails and that he is Mr. Nugget. He leads this team even when he's hobbling a little bit. I hope that they can manage whatever discomfort. I think it's in that hamstring. Hopefully nothing too serious there. Jamal had 15 points, 10 assists, just a quiet double-double from him. He played a decent role in facilitating and letting other guys take over. That 10 assist number is huge from Jamal. And then off the bench, THJ, 10 points, 5 boards. And he just continues to prove that he is that guy. He is the 6th man of the year. And then on the other side, Wemby, can't discredit him. He had a great game as well, 34 points, 18 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 blocks. I mean, they call him the alien for a reason, but sorry, Wemby, Jokic is the best player in the world. Matt, I've been rambling about this game. I'd like to hear some of your big takeaways from this one.
Yeah, man. I mean, to start off, Wemby did play an A+ game, and he really showed out and kind of got everything that you expected from this type of game. It was marketed that it was going to be a playoff-esque type of game here with 4 games left to go in the regular season. And we're going to see both of these teams most likely face off against each other in the playoffs, kind of depending on how that road, pans out. But it's looking more and more likely that at some point the Nuggets and the Spurs are going to play each other. And this had a game 4, game 5 type of feel to it, especially in Denver. Denver crowd showed up tonight. They were on it, which was awesome. My big takeaway is that the Nuggets showed their championship DNA for the first time this year in this game. There were multiple times where Nikola Jokić is moving like the biggest crab in the world, side to side, just shuffling, not letting anybody get by him. And it's the first time we've seen that this year from him, that type of defense. He wasn't he had a block on, I think it was De'Aaron Fox, that just, I've never seen Nikola Jokić shuffle sideways like that and get back to his spot. He was all over the place. You see his like arms like flailing.
Yeah.
When he does that, it's awesome, and it's also kind of funny. But he played fantastic. Jamal Murray diving for balls in the second row of the stands tonight, made an incredible hustle play late in the game in clutch time. That was huge for the Nuggets. And Aaron Gordon, man, he's the soul of the team. Like you pointed out, he is Mr. Nugget for a reason. He was not going to come out of that game. There was no way in the world David Adelman was going to take Aaron Gordon out of that basketball game, especially the defense he put up on Victor Wembanyama. There were a series of two defensive plays and one offensive play that Aaron Gordon made down the stretch that were absolutely huge. And he gave Victor Wembanyama hell in the paint and was super physical with him. Love to see that from AG, and that's what you're going to get. And that's the type of championship DNA that those guys know how to play with. It's just frustrating that we can't see that all year. And obviously AG has been out most of this year, and we didn't get to see that because I know he brings it. But we would have seen a 60 win, probably 60 plus win team this year if the Nuggets had a healthy Aaron Gordon and a healthy Peyton Watson for at least the majority of the year. And I think we were robbed of that. But this team knows how to turn it on late. And yeah, I hope it's just re-aggravation in that calf for Aaron Gordon and not something super serious. But I don't think it was the hamstring. I think they've got that hamstring pretty much under control. I hope. I'm knocking on wood. But yeah, fantastic game all around from the fellas. The championship DNA is back, and we saw it tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go into our second segment now. We're going to get a quick updated standings, and Matt's going to take us through the playoff picture for the Nuggets as we hone in on how many games are left. 4 games after.
I think we got we got 4 games.
4
left.
more games.
Yes,
man, we're getting close to that time. Let's get into it.
All right. Fantastic. As you can see here, it is a little small on the screen, but we're going to get right into it. So the Nuggets are sitting at the 4 seed as it stands right now. And they would, if the regular season ended today, they would play the number 5 Houston Rockets at home. The Nuggets would have the home seed for that. They have the higher seed. So they would play 2 games at home and then 2 games on the road and then alternate after that, leaving the Nuggets with a total of 4 home games and the Rockets with a total of 3 home games. So I kind of like this. It's a little interesting situation. The Nuggets are technically tied right now. They are tied right now with the Lakers, but the Lakers do have the tiebreaker over the Nuggets for the 3rd seed. I'm going to cut to that right in a moment, but it's going to be a super tight race. This is what it looks like. LA holds that tiebreaker at the 3 seed. The Nuggets need to win 2 more games than the Lakers and at the end of the season, and then we would play Minnesota in round 1, most likely the Spurs in round 2, and Oklahoma City in the Western Conference Finals. This, however, does not really favor the Denver Nuggets. There's not a ton of rest here, and by the time we meet Oklahoma City in the Western Conference Finals, they will have more rest than the Denver Nuggets. They'll have, I think, 3 or 4 more days of rest than the Nuggets will at that time. If we stick with the 4 seed, we play Houston at home in round 1, which is a little more, I think, a little bit more manageable for the Nuggets.
I agree.
And then we would most likely play Oklahoma City in round 2, which I will take because Oklahoma City does not have rest coming off of that in round 2. They will have played their first round and right after going to round 2. So that means you get the big popcorn matchup between Shea and Jokic in round 2. And then most likely the Nuggets would play Victor Wembanyama and the Oklahoma City, or not, sorry, the San Antonio Spurs after playing OKC in round 2. So they would play San Antonio in the Western Conference Finals. I don't really know what to think of this. I think that would be super fun. Obviously, you try and get Oklahoma City out, right away without a ton of rest in round 2 so that you don't have to worry about it. But that is the killer for the Denver Nuggets over the past couple of years is round 2. So I don't know what I would rather take. Honestly, I think what's going to happen is you stick with the 4 seed. I could see the Nuggets just winning a ton of games here at the end of the season. I could see them winning the next 3 or 4 and just completely winning out and most likely taking over LA. But you have to win 2 more games than them. And LA's down Luka Doncic, but they're still, and Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's something to watch for sure, but I don't see the Nuggets winning two more games than LA. Denver has the toughest strength of schedule left over these last 4 games, and I don't know. I don't see it. According to my prediction, the Nuggets win out and they have a real shot at the 3 seed.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's a great breakdown. I'm going to disagree with you. I think that the Nuggets, assuming that the Lakers are nothing without Luka, I think the Nuggets secure that 3 seed. I don't know. I saw that the Lakers odds absolutely plummeted to win the finals this year. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting how it plays out. I think the Nugget, I don't know. Would you rather face OKC in the Western Conference Finals or San Antonio?
I'd rather play San Antonio.
What do you think gives us our best path to get to the Western Conference Finals and to the NBA Finals?
In terms of rest, you stay with the 4 seed. You play Houston at home. You have a pretty good idea of that team and how to go about it. Obviously, you still need to win the games, but then if you play Oklahoma City in round 2, they're coming off less rest than they would be if you played them in the Western Conference Finals. If you get through Oklahoma City pretty quickly, then, or just at least in 7, that series is going to go 7. I think no matter what. I think Oklahoma City, Denver goes 7. I think Spurs and Denver go 7. Denver's going to have to play a lot of games unless some miracle happens where they just come out looking like a completely new team that we've never seen before. But yeah, I think the 4 seed is going to be the easier way to go here for the Nuggets if you're just thinking about rest, for sure.
It's going to be a dogfight. How do you feel about playing Minnesota in round 1 if we get the 3 seed?
They're so inconsistent, man. I don't know. Ant is still dealing with his little injury that he's got. They're just a Nugget. They're a Nuggets killer, man. I don't really know. I want to take the path of least resistance when talking about the playoffs, just because I know how beat up this Nuggets team has been the last this past season. So I don't really care for it. I'd rather play Houston and then let the cards fall where they may with Oklahoma City, and then pray that you play the Spurs in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah. I think the Nuggets have grown out of that narrative of Minnesota owning us. And I think the Nuggets are just much more well-rounded this year, and they're a little bit deeper. I know they have a couple injuries. I know we want P-Watt back, but I think the Nuggets have proved that, at least in the last 2 weeks, they've proved to me that they're one of the best, if not the best team in the Western Conference. And I think that they might be able to take care of Minnesota in 5 games as long as they don't screw around and as long as guys stay healthy. So
yep,
we can move on from this, but thank you for that breakdown. That was awesome. This will be fun. This will be really fun. Yeah, I'm really excited for it.
It'll be a blast. Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah.
So
let's go on to our last segment now. We're going to revisit our last 5-game predictions. Last week, Matt had predicted against San Antonio an L. I predicted a W only if we had P-Watt, and I predicted an L if we didn't have P-Watt. We did not have P-Watt, so therefore you and I were both wrong on our prediction on this game. Pleasantly surprised, though. The Nuggets were absolutely incredible in this game. And then Matt's prediction for tonight against Portland is a W. I have a W as well. And then against Memphis, you have a W. I have a W. Against OKC, you and I each have a W. Both teams are, OKC won't be playing for anything. Plus, Jokic plays better against bigger lineups, as you pointed out, for San Antonio. You have them winning that last game against San Antonio, and I also have them losing against San Antonio. So right now the Nuggets are 50-28. I think, what would our predictions put them at? I would have them 51, 52. I would have them finishing 53-29. You would have them at
54-28.
You have them winning out, huh?
Yeah, I have them winning out.
Man,
from this point forward, I have the Nuggets winning out, which is kind of interesting because we said over under 53, and if they do win out, it'll put them at 54 wins on the season, which, looking back at it, does not look like a 54-win season if it happens. We'll see, because this is a tough schedule. You got Portland, who's a really scrappy team. I think Denver should take care of Memphis pretty easily. But then also Oklahoma City and San Antonio at the end of the season here, the last 2 games, they might not be playing for anything, but I think that'll be playoff type atmosphere.
Yeah, atmosphere.
For sure. I think San Antonio at the end of the year might be that has a chance to also be game of the year candidate, because Wemby left the Mile High City with a very sour taste in his mouth, which is really interesting to see. So I knew he was really upset. That guy just hates to lose, and it's going to be a very interesting game for the Nuggets.
OKC's going to play as tough as they usually do, and I feel like they'll have something to prove, as they just want to prove that Nuggets are little bro. We have something to prove that we can finally get over them, and hopefully we do so in the playoffs. So before we wrap up this episode, some Nuggets news somewhat. From Pete Thamel at ESPN sources, North Carolina intends to hire longtime NBA coach Michael Malone as the school's next basketball coach. He is an NBA championship coach with the Denver Nuggets, as we know, in 2023, and won 510 games as an NBA head coach. Matt, your initial thoughts about Moach getting hired with UNC?
Good for him. Yeah, there you go. There's that Tar Heels hat. I was waiting for it to come out. I was waiting for it. Love it, man. That's I think it'll be good for him to kind of get back into the swing of things. I honestly, my personal take is he does have a good TV kind of personality, and he can definitely be on television. I hated seeing him on television because he pushed the SGA MVP narrative a little too much, and I was like, man, come on.
Little jabs at the Nuggets,
Like, you didn't coach the best player in the world for 5-6 years. Like, come on. No, super happy for him. I think it'll be great for him to get back into coaching. I think he'll have a ton of fun, and I can't wait to see a couple a couple of UNC teams make it to the national championship here in the next couple of years. I think that'll be cool.
It's a cool situation for him. And his daughter plays volleyball at UNC, for those that don't know. So it's almost similar to the Bill Belichick situation, except he's not dating a girl that goes to school. It's his legit daughter goes to school. So
that's
lighthearted situation.
That's a wild pull.
But excited to have Coach Malone here in the Tar Heel State with me. For those of you that don't know, I'm located in Raleigh, North Carolina. I am a Duke fan, but I'm not tied down to any team right now since Duke's out. Right now, I'm riding with Moach.
There you go.
Anyways, you got anything else, Matty Ice?
I'm good, man. I can't wait to watch this game tonight. National championship is tonight as well.
What's your quick prediction for that one? Michigan or UConn?
I don't know, man. Michigan. I think I'm going to take Michigan in that one.
Yeah.
I just think they have they look a little more hungry than UConn does.
I agree. But UConn found a way to beat Duke. But Duke.
That's true. And UConn beat Michigan State, who I was pulling for. So, yeah.
Without further ado, Matty Ice, hit that outro music. We will see you guys next time. Hopefully the Nuggets continue streaking. Stay naked. Nuggets are on that streak.
Oh, man. Yeah,
go Nuggets.
Go Nuggets, man. I can't wait. This is going to be fun. We're going to have a fun postseason here. It'll be good.
Thanks for tuning in.
See you guys.